In case you're just joining us, this is the Morning Drift. My name is Simba Elijah Charles Kiage. Thank you very much for making time to be with us right here on the Morning Drift. And you can talk to us at Lookup TV across all your social media platforms. On this Wednesday, we have a lot of conversations that we are going to get into. But first, let me introduce you to a conversation that majority of economies in Africa are currently facing. Now, Africa's digital innovation is taking to the skies. Now, the drone market across the continent is projected to grow from $1 billion in 2024 to $9.3 billion by 2033, a staggering CAGR of 28% as nations adopt drone tech for agriculture, disaster response, and healthcare. Now, Kenya's own agri-drone market is expected to grow from USD 15 million in 2025 to $175 million by 2034, showing that precision flying is fast becoming an everyday tool. Meanwhile, malaria still claims 620,000 lives annually, mostly children under the age of 5 in Africa, and cost the continent as much as $16 billion in GDP losses each year. Now, innovators like Sora are combining AI with drones, reducing insecticides used by up to 70%, cutting prevention costs by 40%, and slashing labor expenses by 50% in early trials. Today, then, on the Morning Drift, we fly high with Sora to uncover how drone-powered intelligence is transforming agriculture, disease control, and infrastructure, one flight at a time. And this morning, we're joined by a man who has a very interesting title, who's the head of Mosquito. He's the chief mosquito officer. And I want to introduce to you Mr. Yamaguchi this morning. Mr. Yamaguchi, how are you doing, sir? And welcome to Lookup TV.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here with you.
Drone market is on track for nearly 30% annual growth. Where does Sora see itself in this growth landscape?
Sora means the sky in Japanese. So from the sky, we are innovating people's life by drone and AI. We started with using this technology for malaria control, and now we are seeing lots of potential for other applications such as agriculture, climate change adaptations, and all. So we see the huge potential in this continent.
Agricultural drone sector alone, which is also projected to grow by $175 million in under a decade. How is Sora also positioned for this drive?
Right. Sora is not only providing drone operation, but also our core technology is mainly artificial intelligence. So we sometimes optimize the operation, and also we make spraying very, very precise to keep a good balance with yield and also consumption of insecticide for better and more ecological friendly solution.
Fantastic. When you look at Kenya's agricultural sector, Mr. Yamaguchi, what would you say is a pointer to you thinking that indeed Sora is going to succeed in this particular space? Any lessons that you can draw so far in the areas that you're operating under?
For agriculture is a new challenge for us. We started in Ghana to look at cocoa plantation, for example. And we start with these, also we call it aggregator, those who are collecting crops and plants from smaller size of farmers for better, market reach. And this approach, we see lots of potential in Kenya too. So we are now contacting with the larger size of plantation agri-businesses to market entry.
There's this thing about agriculture, probably in Africa and in Kenya, where people are slow to modernizing their operations. And now you're bringing them to this area where you're telling them that drone technology is what is going to open your prospects in this area. Are they slow to adopting? Could you talk to me about the pace of adoption in this technology, especially in Kenya, sir?
This is because why we are investing in Africa. Let me look at Japan. Japan seems a bit advanced in technologies, infrastructure, but adapting new things, our country is very conservative. So, but on the contrary, Africa, especially Kenya, we see lots of so-called leapfrog. So, adapting new things, I think Africa is and also the and I may say it might be a challenge is to explain how the artificial intelligence might impact on the outcome for agriculture cases it's yield, because people see drones a lot, and also, however, how drone and AI combined for better outcome, this is very difficult, and I think it takes time to explain.
Pretty much. All right, let's talk about an area that your title actually falls under. Malaria still kills 600,000 Africans each year, Mr. Yamaguchi. How significantly can AI enable drone spraying, reduce disease prevalence and economic losses, especially in Africa where these numbers are coming from?
They are carrying mosquitoes. They are flying longer distance. So that it used to say that it is very difficult to look for breeding sites of such species by walking for human, so that we needed eyes from the sky. So here comes drone. So to look for, we have a couple of advantages over manually done malaria control when it comes to, we call that reliable source management. So it is important to see, number one is where human cannot reach. Actually, it's gonna be a swampy area, a paddy field, those things we cannot walk in. However, we can fly spray drone to over those places, and well, we are not spray like massively like helicopter things. We also use artificial intelligence to make it very precise in a location, and also the quantity of insecticide. So this bring, we believe this would bring a huge difference in cost effectiveness of these malaria control activities, as well as keeping good balance with the environment.
Somebody's going to ask you this question, Mr. Yamaguchi. I mean, your title is very interesting because if Africa is fighting malaria, then any tech-enabled solution is quite welcome. I mean, have you tried this technology already in Africa? And what has been your success rate in the areas that you've already tried this technology under?
We have done large-scale level source management using our drone and AI technology for the entire rainy season and after. So I can raise 3 points. Good point. I mean, the outcomes. One is we have successfully identified much larger number of water bodies. However, finding lots of water bodies are not really smart. So we have 2 AIs. One is to detect water bodies from the images taken by drone, and another AI also detects which one of them have baby mosquito larvae. So according to our research, only 30 to 40% of water bodies actually have larvae. So this was about technology, but through our research and a large scale implementation in Ghana, we found that technological concept was workable significantly. So in second point is the reduction in the consumption of larvicide. This is because we have unique user interface, Google Map-like, so that the sprayer can easily to access water bodies with larvae. We call it high-risk water body. So they don't need to go to low-risk water body for spray. So this saved lots of time and also almost 50 to 60% of larvicide consumption.
Another question that you're going to find in this area is, I mean, even when you say that under your research, then you're going to find that only 30 to 40% of water bodies essentially would have the larvae that essentially would lead to this malaria-causing mosquitoes. I mean, in your research, are you saying that for us, we are only going to give you drone technology to solve this problem? Do you go beyond drone technology? For example, in instance, in areas or in places where, let's say, drone technology might not be the solution in solving this larvae problem?
That is correct. Number one, we respect the community. So and also we do not intend to harm the environment. So the best scenario is to let community know what kind of water body might be breeding sites of malaria carrying mosquitoes from the sky. Then we together understand how we manage these things. In Asia, we start with the cleaning community and also changing the how water flows after rain, how water is stagnated in a specific area. So we call it changing ecological setting, environmental setting. This might be a first step. And those water bodies human cannot go. Here comes a drone spray. So this could be a good future, machine and human working together to combat malaria.
Great. I've got a very interesting number here that is talking about how Sorba's tech has showed up to 70% reduced insecticide use. Now, for somebody who's listening to this morning, when we're talking about drone technology and even this malaria control, how has your technology led to a 70% drop in insecticide use, Yamaguchi? Could you give us relevant examples for somebody who wants to understand what you've done to arrive at this number?
All right. Let me begin with our technology. we have two artificial intelligence. One is to detect water body, and the second one does risk assessment for larval sources. So previously, larval source management done by a human, they have to go and look for all water bodies. It doesn't matter there's a larvae or not, they have to anyway go and spray. Sometimes, we waste some spray accidentally, although we have to spray for water bodies without a larvae. This is, well, the interesting part is using two AIs and drone images, we could find much larger number of water bodies with larvae. However, we saved lots of larvicide. And your question is how? So this is the interesting one. So how is this is related to how Japan is automating, let's say, factories, other industry. I don't want to say everyone, but sometimes humans make errors and mistakes. So that that can be good area where machines can be, effective. I've seen, because this is a comparison between larval source management done by human and the larval source management done by our technology. So this is a comparison, and we saw that number, in a reduction of larvicide. So lastly, so the second AI does risk assessment from low risk to high risk. So the very easy navigation system for sprayers to let them understand where to go, and also optimize routing. This could save lots of energy in the time of the sprayer. And we believe this also contribute to avoid spraying people from wasting larvicide. So this huge reduction is because thanks to the good combination between human and machines.
It's interesting that we are celebrating this number this morning, 70% reduction in insecticide use. It's quite a fantastic number. I mean, from ecological way of thinking. But then somebody's going to ask you the question, what would be the implications for scalable and sustainable vector control? Well, we are celebrating this number. If we go large scale in terms of controlling this, we also have to look at the implications. What are those, Mr. Yamaguchi, this morning, and how are you controlling the implications of scaling this?
And that is a good question. One is what we want to do in Kenya, where innovative malaria control solution has been tested and implemented. So the eventually end of the day, what we want to see is actual reduction in malaria cases. So what we have proved in Ghana was cost effectiveness. So I'm saying that number one, our cost effectiveness solution can be a sustainable way as a new malaria intervention. However, second, co-creation it's important to actually bring real efficacy on malaria case reduction. We need a strong partnership with the institutions, academia in Kenya to achieve that together.
Takes me to the next question around this area. I hear you speak, and for anybody listening to you, I would say this is technology that has a community-based attachment to it, because some of these solutions that you're giving have got a community implication. How has your tech gone down to the communities, or is this just a SORA-based solution that isn't adopted directly by the communities? Do you go in, solve it, move out, or do you allow for your tech to be also learned and used by the communities that you're giving solutions to?
Yes. Well, we are not really, doing our own. We are very happy to welcome local communities and also drone companies in the country, because we are sort of a platformer to providing these technologies. And imagine in a rural context of Kenya, someday all of a sudden, huge spray drone is flying through your community. It seems like it's gonna be an sci-fi scary movie thing. So understanding to gain understanding from the community is very important. However, I believe and I'm confident that grassroots activities of Kenyan anti-malaria education has been already there. So, and also the AI drones are areas of interest from students and children, even in Japan too. So we are very happy if these children, students would be interested in joining SORA and also our implementation in the communities, so that we can make a huge difference in the future.
Good response right there. I would like to take a tiny breather right here on the Morning Drift. Once we come back, more questions to SORA and the with the Chief Mosquito Officer, who is Mr. Masahiro Yamaguchi, who's talking about what SORA is doing in Africa, and most importantly in Kenya, in terms of really spreading the drone and artificial intelligence technology in providing some solutions, especially in agriculture and health. Once we come back right here on the Morning Drift, talk to us at Lookup TV across all your social media platforms. I am Atkia Simba.